The movie Us was not what you think it is. What's going on, guys? It's Trey, aka the Common Advisor, and if you're new to this channel, what's going on? And what's up to all my subscribers? We are growing, we are getting there. But I'm gonna cut to it, I'm gonna get straight into it. You're here for the Us review and you wanna know about the movie, so let's get straight into that. So I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna start off by saying Us kind of disappointed me. And before you even get on my back in the comments, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I feel like Jordan Peele kind of tried to get with the Get Out thing. He got so much hype about the Get Out and was trying to make it all kinds of metaphors and symbolisms and this and this and that. And I feel like he did a little too much in the Us movie. The Us movie was really hyped up. I mean, I was really ready to see it, especially when I saw the preview. I was watching another movie, Captain Marvel, I think it was. I was watching and I saw that preview. I'm not sure if that was the exact movie, but I was so ready to see it. I thought it was gonna be like this straight up horror movie, and guys, it was not. Now I'm gonna say this before I even get to into this video. There's gonna be some spoilers, so if you haven't seen this video, you haven't seen the movie, you might wanna just cut out right now. Or if you some people, you wanna kind of get a grasp about it before you even get to see the movie, that's cool too. I'm gonna be giving a lot of Easter eggs and stuff that people are not saying in other videos. All right, so first thing I'm gonna get into is about the title, Us. And if you already know, it's about these two families, pretty much. These two families look identical. They look exactly alike. So that's where you would think the Us comes from. But actually, if you really break it down, and Jordan Peele said this himself, Us is really meaningful for US, as in the United States of America. In the movie, you would know that Adelaide was talking to Red, and she was like, "What are you?" And "Who are you?" And she was saying, "We are Americans." So that lets you know that Us really means US. And that brings me into my next point about what this movie is about. If you saw Get Out, Get Out is about racism. So we saw blind racism. We saw how the main character, he was an African-American male. He went to this predominantly white or all white. It was just all white community, and it was auctioning off organ, all kind of stuff, man, was going on there. But it was about racism. In the Us movie, it's more about classism. And this is how it makes it the classism film, because it's broken down from lower, middle, and higher class. So the lower class will be the tethered. So that's Red and her family, Abraham, Pluto, her daughter. That's the lower class, and the lower class are the clones in this movie. Then the middle class would be the Wilsons. The Wilsons are Adelaide and her husband Gabe, and then her son Jason and the daughter, right? Then you have the upper class, which are the Tylers, which you got Kitty, her children, then you got the father. So that's the classism in here. We have the people that's really at the top, the people that's in the middle, and the people at the bottom. So everybody, when they see this movie, you can really relate. So you kind of get like a feel of where you are in the economy of the USA. And more on that whole classism thing is if you watch the movie, you will see that one class, the higher class, makes the lower class do something. So in the movie, if you already saw the movie, you see that the middle class, the Wilsons, every action that they have, the tether or the Reds, they have to reciprocate. So they have to do the same exact thing in the lower class. Well, if you notice in the movie, that applies to the middle class also, because the Tylers, every time the Tylers did something, you saw throughout the movie, Gabe was always trying to, he tried to get that boat. He was talking about his house, and he said a couple things about a car, because he wanted a new car, because the Tylers had got the new car, they had the new boat, they had the big house. So he was trying to do exactly what they were doing. So in turn, they were also the tether to the higher class. And I didn't catch that until I just kind of watched a few more reviews on that. But you would notice they were doing the exact same thing that the higher class was doing, and then the tether were doing the same thing that the middle class was doing. They didn't even know about the higher class. You see what I'm saying? And then it's just like the higher class didn't even know about the lower class. That's why I was showing the middle class knew about both sides. They knew about how it feels to be super low, and they knew about how it feels to be super high. another Easter egg that's in the movie, and it's two actually. And I mean, like I said, you got to watch this movie. When I first watched this movie, I gave it a 4 out of 10. I didn't like it that much because I kind of got lost through the whole movie. I don't know about y'all, but I got super lost in the movie. But the more I like looked at reviews on YouTube and looked at blogs, then it boosted up to a 7. But some of the things another thing that I noticed about the movie was the cameo or the Easter egg was the Thriller shirt. Now, if you're familiar with the Thriller video, you notice at the very end of the Thriller video, I'm all tongue-tied. At the end of the Thriller video, Michael Jackson turns around and he shows that he is not exactly who the woman that he was with thought he was. Same thing goes with Adelaide and Red. If you watch, in the movie, you notice that Red is actually the real Adelaide. So let me break that down for those that, look confused on it. So in the movie, we see that Red is supposed to be the person that's the bad person, or the person that's horror, or the scary person, and Adelaide is supposed to be the sweet person. But in the movie, when the little girl goes into the find yourself little mirror, house of mirror things, she's essentially switched. So the tethered person found out how to get to the upper world, and they switched out when they were younger. So the Red is really the real Adelaide. That's why in the movie she's the only one that can talk out of all the other tellers. All the other tellers make these weird noises, but Red can talk. Another thing about her talking is you'll notice her raspy voice. And folks were like, I don't know, this was so weird. It was just like plain as day to me. They was like, man, her voice was raspy because, she ain't talked in a while. No. In the movie, when the girl was switching her out, she choked her at the beginning, and she choked her and blacked her out. That's why Red's voice was raspy, because her vocal cords were damaged. Another thing about the whole Thriller and about how it's foreshadowing about what the movie is about, if you look at the cover of the video of the whole movie, you notice that Red has a mask. Red has a mask, and the mask is the sweet version, Adelaide, and then Red, she's like this whole kind of distraught figure. That lets you know right there that she is the real Adelaide, because the mask is a fake person. So the sweet person is the fake person. Like, you see how this going, man? This movie has so many twists and turns, as y'all can see. It was insane. Another thing too, that the 1986 Hands Across America, I think that's what it was called. So in the movie, you see this guy. You don't see his face, but when Jason is on the beach, and Jason had another part too. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But Jason was on the beach and he was running. He got lost, right? And you saw this figure kind of like doing like this, right? So when you see the movie, you see they start forming the tether start forming his Hands Across America. That guy was the first piece of that whole chain, the guy that was holding up the Jeremiah 11:11 sign. And if you don't know what Jeremiah 11:11 says, it's pretty much God saying that when turmoil hits, I'm gonna turn my eye on the people. You had your chance to get right and do all that with me. So in this movie, when they were trying to call the police, they were trying to call for help. They could not get any. So that was that whole Jeremiah 11:11 thing came in. But yeah, like I said, it was so many twists and turns in this movie. It was insane, man. Like I slick got lost. I ain't even gonna lie, I got lost like halfway through the movie, but I didn't want to blink because it was just so much going on. You had to pay attention to every part of it. So let's talk about Adelaide and Gabe. Now, Jordan Peele really did some right here, and I think this was like the best part of the movie to me, of how he showed how men are losing their masculinity over the years and over the time. Like, men are becoming more feminine these days, and women are becoming more masculine. And in this movie, Gabe is this big black guy. You would think he's super aggressive. He is about what he says, and what he says goes. He's going to be a protector of the house, provider. But we notice that he is not the aggressive one. It's really Adelaide. Adelaide is shown as a sweet, soft-spoken, submissive woman, but she's really not. And Gabe, when they became under attack, it was like about 2 seconds. Gabe didn't even throw a punch. Like, Gabe immediately went down. Adelaide was the one that was protecting the house, protecting the kids. She was providing, while Gabe had the kids. He was pretty much that nurturer, like, it's gonna be okay, guys, it's all good. So that's what Jordan Peele was really doing with that, and I think he did a great job portraying it, showing like, this is US, this is us. really, like, this is how we live, man. And it was crazy how he put it in a horror movie, and it really wasn't a horror movie. It wasn't that scary, but it was crazy how he put it in a movie and showed the day and age that we live in now. So Jason was really a tether. I know it sounds crazy, but if you notice in the movie when they were doing the little whole snapping scene and she was trying to keep him on beat, you could tell right there Adelaide was something was wrong with her, because she was telling him to get on beat, and she was really off beat herself, letting you know that she wasn't really the real Adelaide. She was something totally different. She didn't even know about beat, but she was trying to show Jason. And when she was showing Jason the beat, he was off beat too, even when she was trying to put him on beat. Then Jason did something in that car that I was like, something ain't right. He was talking to his parents, and it was like gibberish almost. If you go back and look at the movie and really watch that scene, he was saying words, but they were not really good sentences, as in like he really didn't know what he was saying. And his sister was saying, you're weird, like something different about you, you changed ever since you got lost last summer. So that's what makes me think that Jason is really not Jason. Jason is also a tethered person that was down there with the real Adelaide, that she probably taught how to talk, you know, and how to get up there. She needed Jason to go up to the other world to help get them back to where she could, you know, get back with the real Adelaide and all that kind of stuff. It's confusing. I'm confused right now telling y'all about it. It's crazy, man. But like I said, in the video, in the overall movie, it was a good movie, but I think Jordan Peele went way too deep on this movie. I hope on his next movie that he does do the symbolism, because it raises a lot of questions of what the movie could be. You can interpret it so many ways, but I hope he doesn't go as deep. I hope he keeps it, you know, with that same deep tone, but a little more simple. It was like every single second, it was something like different, like with the rabbits and Adelaide and Gabe and Abraham. It was just so much going on. At the end of the movie, when it was over, everybody was just sitting there like lost, didn't know what happened. So, I mean, Jordan, I think you did a great job on the video, but on the movie, but I think it could have been a little bit better, less symbolism. I think you'll be alright on the next one. Cool. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. I do reviews, I do financial advice, I talk to my people. Let me know what's up, hit me up in the comments, tell me what you got out of the movie, and if you think anything I said was wrong and it really meant something else, let me know. And until next time, remember, you are royalty.